All right, so this is a quick intro to FlipGrid. FlipGrid is an app that the kids can put on their phones. It is a way of collecting a playing test or a playing check, for a lack of a better word. So I've already just Googled FlipGrid. Come in here like so. I've already created my account, so you'll have to do your account or use your school email address. And those types of things. Just some words to kind of keep in mind. A grid is a class, and a topic is an assignment. So as we scroll through mine, you see I have 8 different grids. The important ones are first period, sixth, third period, fourth period, second period. Those are my orchestra class periods. We created one for evening with strings. I had one for when we went to New York, and of course the solo and ensemble one I didn't get to use as I wanted to. So we'll just click on this. This is fourth period. This is my varsity group. I'm going to click on edit so you can see how to set it up. You can name it whatever you would like, and then it gives FlipGrid assigns you the FlipGrid code. I'm going to use the kids' school email addresses, and then you can add any of the domains. So because Mr. Norton and I both log into this, and sometimes parents log in, we have the @NEISD, parents that are working. This is, of course, a student email address, and we also had a student teacher last year that didn't have an NEISD address, so that's why the gmail.com is in there. And then, these are just different options depending on how you want yours to look for your kids. Different files. Of course, there's our little orchestra logo that we use. So that's generically how to set up your grid or your class. The email thing's very important, because if you do the email wrong, then the kids can't sign up for your class. So if I click on the class period, then it gives us the 9 topics. The topics that are showing up from ours now are our UIL from last year. You can see that there's Nimrod Part 3, Nimrod Part 2, Nimrod Part 1 is down there somewhere. It doesn't really matter what the name of your topics are for this. We divided our UIL music into 3 parts, and the students had to make a recording of their 3 things. So this tells me Nimrod Part 1, there were 72 videos that were submitted. Gives you the dates and whatnot. So we're going to click on our great hunter there. I had the name of the assignment, the measures that were due. So for this one, it wasn't long, right? Measure 1 through measure 8, and the metronome, the quarter note equals 92, and I put the due date on there as well. So here's the 38 responses. Kind of what's cool is you can see the replies, how many different views, and 9 hours of engagement. So it kind of tells me how much time the kids spent on there. I found one earlier that had the kiddo had the metronome in the background. So this is one of our principal players. So this is what it looks like when she plays. So you can see there's a couple of problems that happen right away. Is that you really have to teach your kids what you want to see in the camera. For this one, we were talking about left-hand stuff, but I also typically like to see the right hand as well. I really don't care about their faces or about their music stands or that kind of stuff. What's important is to be able to see the left hand, and the right hand is the bow tracks. And then you also have to teach the kids how to flip the camera view. That way it doesn't look like everybody's holding their instruments backwards. This next part, once she's done, I don't really use the ideas and the performance rating and all that stuff, but I can leave a notification here for this student and say, hey, great job, or next time try a little bit of this, or next time try that, and then I can hit the email feedback, and it emails the student what her feedback was. So that was just a quick rundown about FlipGrid and an easy way to collect your students' performances. It can just be a daily check-in, or it can also be how you do your chair tests. Right now I'm thinking with the virtual stuff, I may require every kid to turn in a FlipGrid video of 30 minutes a day, depending on how the virtual learning comes out. If you have any questions, let me know. FlipGrid can do a lot more than what I just showed, but that's just kind of an introduction to it if you haven't used FlipGrid before. One more thing, if I can find it. There's a way that you can share with your assistants. So if you have an assistant director, I'm trying to look for it. There it is, add co-pilots. So in FlipGrid, a co-pilot would be another director that you wanted to do the viewing. So you just put in their email and hit invite, and make sure their email address is in that previous part, at neisd.net. And then that way you don't have to do all of the assignments and you don't have to do all of the listenings. Two directors can do the listenings. Or if you wanted to split duties with your, with somebody else in your cluster. All right. I hope this helps a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know.